powerful, and that's the reason why I personally love artificial intelligence or AI and stuff. So when it comes to disadvantage, I can't really say AI has been a disadvantage yet, because to be honest, it has been nothing but a plus. But when it comes to the fear that it brings in people, that's what I would say is a disadvantage, which is people being afraid that AI is going to take their jobs, being afraid that, AI might replace humans in certain contexts. But what I would say effectively to those people that have that mindset is, instead of thinking that AI is going to replace you, learn to use AI to your advantage effectively. You can learn to use it in your own existing work, and it doesn't have to be content. It can be a whole different industry and stuff. You should also as well learn to use AI to automate certain tasks that will take you hours to do. And just make it a plus, an advantage to you, rather than thinking it's coming to take your job or something like that. So that's what I can say, yeah.
So what I would say is that so far,
Hey, so welcome to the All About AI exclusive series, and today we have Samuel and Khideb with us today, and they specialize in AI tech and content marketing. So we have a very interesting topic to talk about today, is that has AI dethroned content as the king? So all over to you guys. Do you think that content is no longer the king when it comes to digital marketing after the emergence of?
So I was speaking with my brother about this topic earlier, and what we actually came to a conclusion on is AI is very important, yes, but content is still the most important factor when it comes to digital marketing, because the ability for humans to create something that can capture the attention of other humans is essentially what digital marketing is all about. And without that human touch, AI can't be as useful as it's meant to be. AI has helped us with a lot of things. It helps in terms of content creation, it helps with coming up with strategies, it helps with a lot of things, but the overall structure still depends on content. Effectively.
because with content, it helps you to build brand visibility. It helps with SEO. And things like that. So I would say content is still the king when it comes to digital marketing.
Well, AI can help in terms of automating aspects and giving more or less of a broader perspective.
Okay. So do you think that audiences can actually identify between human generated content and AI generated content, and they tend to, get away from those brands which are still using AI content? Do you think that?
Actually, I don't actually, because AI generated content has helped brands who couldn't produce or didn't have the budget to produce like high quality content in the past. So you can easily just use a prompt to generate like a video or like an AI generated avatar, and use that to promote your product or your service. And that wouldn't have been possible earlier, you understand? So it has certainly helped. I don't think the audience really cares if it's an AI video or a regularly edited and curated video. As long as the message is there and is what they want to see, it catches their attention in an engaging way. I truly believe that that's what truly matters.
Okay. All right. So you're part of the content industry, so you might be knowing that, every month there's a new Google update. And because of that, there is a rumor that Google pushes down all of those websites which are using AI generated content. So do you think that AI generated content can affect the search engines? Or is that just a...
Well, I would say in terms of Google hiding certain, websites that are using AI generated content, I can't give a full disclosure on that because I don't actually know per se if that is actually true or a myth effectively. But I don't think that's effectively, because Google is also an AI company. Google makes AI softwares and things like that. So it doesn't make any sense for them to be harsh on people using AI. They create AI tools and AI softwares.
Okay. So what AI tools do you think, other than, we have very common tools like ChatGPT and we have Claude as well. So what AI tools do you think is very important that every writer or content creator today should be using?
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Viral Finder, and they call it TikTok Search. So these are tools that beginner content creators can use to generate ideas for themselves. They are looking for ideas.
Content ideas.
Yeah, these AI tools bring out other content creators in their niche. So they can select from their videos and basically get ideas from them. So I would say Barrel Finder, TikTok Short. There's an AI tool called Descript. This tool is very good. It can help you edit your videos. It can help you basically bring out a script from a video. Let's say you saw a video on Instagram you want to recreate. So you can download the video, use Descript. It will help you bring out the script. Then you use that script or you write it using, AI or ChatGPT or whatever tools you want to use.
Yeah, and another underrated AI software I think is Meta's AI. It's completely free and it's also as powerful as, ChatGPT. You can use it for effectively anything. So I'll recommend Meta AI. You can literally just log on to any of your Meta social media platforms and use that software directly to do whatever. If you use the right scripts, you can use it to come up with a content schedule, content calendar, all of that.
Yeah.
So Meta AI as well.
Yeah. So I would also say, let's say if you're a creator that does YouTube, for example, and you want to save time and you want to distribute or repurpose your content on other platforms. So I would say AI tools like, let's say there's one Clap. So this is a short-form generation tool. So if you want to distribute your content across multiple social media platforms, all you have to do is paste in your YouTube link, and then the AI tool will basically clip your content. There's also, I think I've forgotten, Opus Clips. Yeah. So those two AI tools, they do the same job, but they are very good for content creators.
Yeah, so these are AI tools you can use for content creation in general that can assist you along the journey. So to answer your questions, we listed a couple AI tools that can help in multiple areas of content creation. An example being viralfinder.com. These are for mostly beginner content creators who are looking for ideas of videos they can make in their niche, there's a saying I like to say, which is don't try to reinvent the wheel. You can simply just, do what is already working, but add your own spice to it. So it's a great platform or great software or AI tool you can use to get inspirations from other people in your niche and, recreate them.
Yeah. So I also talked about an AI tool called Descript. Yeah. So this is an AI tool that you can use for video editing. You can use it to basically bring out the script. Let's say you have an idea you want to recreate. So once you've downloaded the video from Instagram, you put it into Descript. So Descript will help you bring out the transcript or the script of the video. Then you can take that script and then use a ChatGPT prompts to rewrite it so that you recreate it in that way.
So we also mentioned AI tools like Meta AI. I feel it's a very underrated AI tool because it's just like ChatGPT. Some might even say it's getting to a point where it's even better than ChatGPT. But you can use it for every single aspect. You can use it to write. You can use it to come up with a content calendar, monetization strategy, all of that. So tools effectively like Meta AI, Claude AI, Viral Finder, TikTok, and some tools you can use to turn your long form videos into multiple short form videos.
For examples, and then there's another one called Clap.
So these are tools that people can use to effectively get started with content creation, build a personal brand for themselves online, and succeed.
Okay, so that was very informative. So there's a common debate that a lot of content writers might lose their job after the emergence of AI because now it's very easy for anyone to become a content creator with so many AI tools. So do you agree with that? Do you think that people might be losing their jobs, especially when it comes to content?
I don't actually, because I have a content writer myself, and I always prefer human touch than AI. I see it as a tool. We see it can assist. I don't know what to say. I can use AI to assist me during that phase, or I can use AI to refine my scripts or to enhance my scripts. But the human touch, that's very, very important in writing, that cannot be replaced by AI. So they can only use AI to automate and to assist, but to fully replace, I don't believe it. Same thing too with software engineers. There's also a notion that AI might replace software engineers. I don't believe that as well, because I also am a software engineer as well. And yes, AI can assist engineering, AI can write code, but the human touch that still needs to be.
Time is evolving. You yourself have to evolve too. So as AI coming up, you can't leave AI behind. You have to follow up on AI. So let's say you're a writer, for example. You have to learn how to use AI, because if you don't learn how to use AI, someone who knows how to use AI might take your job. Replace you. So you have to combine your human knowledge with AI and use it together. So if you do it that way, you'll be more competitive and you won't be left out.
But in any means, if the network is bad again, do inform us as well.
Okay, so you were talking a lot about human touch. I did, do podcasts with a lot of people, and everyone was saying the same thing that you guys are saying, that you should add a human touch to AI. That's the only way that you can cut through the AI clutter. But since you guys specialize in content, I want to ask you, how can we actually add the human touch? Like we've always heard, I'm also in the content industry, and I've always heard to humanize content. So how do we do that? What's that whole process of humanizing the content?
So what I would say effectively is, let's use writing as an example.
Yeah.
Let's say you're writing a script. In certain occasions, you shouldn't be using AI to generate the full script. You should, use your own human intellect, your own human knowledge to at least have something there. So when AI comes to play is enhancement of that script or adding ideas to that script in certain ways, shape, or form. That's when you can then use softwares like ChatGPT, Claude, Meta, you understand, with a proper prompt telling it what you want. And that, enhances your script. So the human touch is still there, but you're using AI to enhance or to advance or to automate effectively. So that's what I mean by that.
So I would say something. Let's say you come up with an idea, because I mostly use AI to come up with just the idea. And then let's say when AI has generated the script, I take a look at the script and I read it line by line. I'll now be like, is this something a human would say? Yeah, because if you're just to copy everything ChatGPT gives you, for example, you won't be able to interpret it or pass across the message in a human way. So you have to take a look at the scripts, read it from line to line, and then try to touch some parts.
Try to humanize. So you can use it in the sense that you create your own script and you use AI to enhance it. And you can also create an entire script using AI, then humanize it effectively. But ensuring the human touch is still there. That's the most important, you understand?
Okay. So as professional content writers, you might have seen that people on social media, they're using AI to, write content. And I think it's very easy for you guys to detect it because you're part of that industry. So what common errors do you see people doing when they use AI in their captions, in their LinkedIn post, in video making or whatever? What common errors do you see that you think that people should avoid?
So what I would say is, in terms of the script, so I think AI has evolved from when it initially became like super popular a few years ago. But a few years ago, you could tell very, very, similar which copy was written by AI or which copy was, written by humans, But as things are evolving, AI is also getting quite better at masking, like a human. But you can still tell the difference sometimes. So what I would notice effectively is just the grammar, positioning, the tonality. It doesn't sound very, very human at all. You understand? It's on certain script. So what I would advise people to do is basically what my brother said. If you want to be using AI, after the AI has generated your copy or your script or whatever it is, try your best to humanize it. Try your best to read through it, certain postures, certain tonalities that the AI is trying to portray that doesn't sound human. You can make those changes to it.
Okay, so what difference
I
do you
also
see?
I would also say that when using AI in terms of writing scripts, you have to learn prompt engineering. I think prompt engineering is very good. Yeah, you have to be able to understand how the AI works and how to communicate with it. You have to be able to instruct the AI to the point where it gives you exactly what you want. Where it gives you the best results. So you have to be very specific. Let's say when you're writing a short form script, a short form script has to start with a hook. And then you have to have a value proposition at the body of the script and then a call to action. So when you're using AI, you have to detail those parts. You have to include that the script should start with a hook. It should have the value provided in the script, and then it should have a call to action. So prompt engineering is very good. So you have to instruct the AI to bring out the best results.
Okay, so you're talking about prompt engineering. So is there any specific technique, to write prompts or something? Is there any way to learn? Because all of the AI influencers, they have their own prompts. But how do we know which one is the correct one to use? And how can we create our own prompt? So how can we actually learn prompt engineering? Can you tell us about that?
So prompt engineering is actually very simple. I think it's all about how you use the AI. You have to be very familiar with the AI tool you're using. If you spend a lot of time on ChatGPT, you will learn how ChatGPT is and you will learn how it works. So it can be anything. For example, let's say you want to create a script. You can basically start like this. Pretend you're an expert in copywriting, or pretend you're an expert in creating short-form content.
Yeah.
As simple as that, you've already started to instruct ChatGPT exactly what you want it to do. When you now continue to write out the remaining, then you realize that the result that it will bring out for you will be so much better than if you are just writing a
write a
random.
simple sentence and be very specific about what you want.
Mm.
Understand? In terms of, you can even use examples in certain scenarios. After structuring the prompt, you can give more or less of an example of how you want your script to look like.
Yeah.
You understand? So when it comes to prompt engineering, firstly, you have to be familiar with the software, like my brother said.
Yeah.
Then, most importantly, you have to instruct it exactly on what you want. Detailed description about what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That is what I define prompt as effectively. So if you can be detailed, it doesn't really matter on how you write the prompt. But if you're detailed and specific and you use references and examples of what you want, the AI will give you much better results all around.
And I also say, if there are other people that share resources, like free resources or free prompts, then try as much as possible to get your hands on those resources.
Yeah, so you can use them.
So as you're using them and you're also learning the process.
So how do you see your life as a content writer or content creator before AI and after AI? What things do you think that AI has improved for you, and what things do you think that AI is actually becoming a disadvantage for you?
That's a lovely question. So firstly, AI has helped in terms of speeding things up effectively. A lot of things that would have taken hours to do can be done now in seconds. And that's the whole point, to automate or to automate and stuff. So when it comes to automating certain tasks that would have required hours, we can easily do that now and move forward to the next thing or to the next phase of the project, which is super, super powerful. And that's the reason why I personally love artificial intelligence or AI and stuff. So when it comes to disadvantage, I can't really say AI has been a disadvantage yet, because to be honest, it has been nothing but a plus. But when it comes to the fear that it brings in people, that's what I would say is a disadvantage, which is people being afraid that AI is going to take their jobs, being afraid that, AI might replace humans in certain contexts. But what I would say effectively to those people that have that mindset is, instead of thinking that AI is going to replace you, learn to use AI to your advantage effectively. You can learn to use it in your own existing work, and it doesn't have to be content. It can be a whole different industry and stuff. You should also as well learn to use AI to automate certain tasks that would have taken you hours to do. And just make it a plus, an advantage to you, rather than thinking it's coming to take your job or something like that. So that's what I can say,
So what I would say is that so far, while using AI, I would say that AI is more like an assistant. So far for me, it has actually made content creation a lot more easier. Like right now, the barrier of entry for content creation is literally so low.
Like, people don't even have to show their faces anymore. That you can use to just type a certain prompt and also a certain script, and an entire video generated for you. And those videos can actually get views. So it's not like before, where you have to manually edit a bunch of videos, manually script a bunch of videos. You can literally start creating content literally today with just a few AI tools, and that's made things a lot easier. So overall, the pros outweigh the cons.
Some people might be using AI for some wrong reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, which is really, really bad. So in terms of disadvantages, that's what I would really say about that.
Okay.
But so far so good. I think AI has been really good. Helpful.
So you did talk about that people might be using AI for the wrong reason. So what ethical concerns do you think that AI might be bringing in the future? Like, we have deep fakes in the market and all that, but when you come, to content only, do you think that there will be some ethical concerns, for example, plagiarism and all that? Maybe people are copying other people's content. So what do you have to say about that?
So in terms of the bad advantages of AI in that context is really things like plagiarism, like you said. And plagiarism in content is a whole different thing. There's stealing word for word, and there is, adding inspiration to something. So when it comes to, I like the way this guy edited his videos, I want to, do something, that's inspiration. I like the way he scripted his videos, I would like to do something similar. That's inspiration. You're just taking an idea you saw and you're refining it in your own way. But when it comes to stealing, which is you saw an entire video and you stole that, so that's terrible. And using AI to enable you to do that, like this script, like, and taking the entire transcript of a video and recording that word for word instead of adding your own spice to it and recreating it exactly. So using AI in those certain contexts can be bad, because you're stealing other people's work effectively.
So there's also a common misconception that content is only related to writing. But after the emergence of AI, there's so many different variations of content. There are so many videos, there's a lot of way to actually create content. So how can you actually tell our audiences about this misconception that they have that content is only specifically only related to writing, even though after AI it's actually, really expanded?
So what I would say is you need to be very, very interested in the world of AI because most people they only know ChatGPT. Like most
Yeah.
people want really space, you understand? So you have to have that interest. So that interest will lead you to do your research on other tools. So you can also follow AI creators that give updates on tools that you can use for certain aspects of content creation or other things in general. So having the websites that you can use to find other AI tools, I can name a few. There's a tool called futuretools.io. You can use it to find literally any website you're looking for. All you have to do is just type the specific niche. It could be web design, video creation, whatever it is. And the website is going to bring out the AI tools you need for those specific tasks effectively. So just having interest in AI will allow you to do more research and find other things. But AI is beyond writing at this point. You can do a lot with AI. You can write code with AI. You can create videos with AI. You understand? You can do a lot with it.
So you use a lot of tools, like you're, continuously mentioning so many tools. So what do you see the difference between a paid tool and, the free tools that we have? Is there any difference or there's no difference at all?
But there is a difference actually, because obviously something that's paid in most of the times are usually better in terms of the quality, the user experience and things like that. Well, you can still do a lot with free versions, especially platforms that have free trials. That's what I love. I love platforms like that because you can test a few things before you make the commitment to pay and stuff. So there's a saying like nothing is free anymore, effectively. Yeah, there are some tools that might be free to a certain degree, but most of these tools are paid, let's be honest, because these companies are trying to make some money effectively. So what you can do is before you make commitment to pay to any software, try the free version, see if it's something you're really looking for. You understand? And if it is, then that's good. You can pay. And if not, you move to another one. So for free, there's nothing really free anymore, really. Most of the free softwares, it's just free plan. There's a degree where you have to pay for. But I would say paid softwares are usually the best because they prioritize user experience and things that make software great effectively. That's why they're paid.
So I would say for paid softwares, there are some certain tasks for some certain things in content creation that you have to pay tools to do. Like for example, automations, like Instagram automations. You can't get those types of services or you can't perform those type of tasks on a free plan. You have to invest, you have to pay to use those software. So I would say that definitely paid plans are actually very, very good for efficiency in performing certain tasks.
But when it comes to like writing scripts, you can do that for free using ChatGPT, of course. But when it comes to much more serious or much more, specific tasks like automations, like brother said, you have to pay because you can't find like free softwares that can let you do that for free effectively.
So where do you guys think the future of AI is going to be when it comes specifically to content? Do you think that in the future there's no need for humans to write content and everyone is just going to be using AI? Like in the start when electricity came, people were scared of it, but now it's something very common. Mobile phones are very common. So do you think that AI will just become part of our life in the future? It's going to be so common that we might not be even doing a podcast on it in the future. So do you think that as well?
It's going to get to a point where it becomes part of our lives, like cell phones, laptops, and things like this. But it's still a long way from there, effectively. And AI is going to be used in so much more things that we can't even think yet that AI can be done with. So we just have to get used to it. That's what I would tell people. Get used to the fact that AI is going to be here. It might not take your jobs. Yes, there are some jobs that can be automated with AI, but for the most part, we are still going to need humans to do a lot of things. So do not be afraid of it. Instead, learn to use it. Learn to benefit it. Like as an entrepreneur, I've had most of my successful years since AI became popular. That's because we used it instead of being afraid of it. You understand? So that's the same advice I would give to people. Do not be afraid of AI. Learn to use it to earn online. Learn to use it to become better at your work, you understand, and just move forward from there. But yeah, AI is going to be very, very common. is inevitable, like every other technology or every other era, effectively.
So in the end, I'll just want to ask something about your personal life. For example, how did you actually, start the idea of, beginning a page, telling your audiences about AI tools? Was it something you always wanted to do, or was it something that you thought after AI coming, you should, start this thing?
Actually, we firstly had the idea of posting online beginning 2020 during the COVID period.
Yeah.
And although AI was already out, but it wasn't too popular at that time. So when AI hits, it just gave us the opportunity to really go full time on it, and take advantage of the opportunity that we saw could be possible with this software, this technology, effectively. So that's how we got started with content creation, and we learned how to use AI to our advantage, you understand? And that really opened doors for us effectively. Yeah.
Okay, so in the end, I just want you guys to give an important message to the audiences about AI and content creation.
Yeah. What I would say is, if you are reading this or if you're watching this and you want to get started with content creation, it could be about anything.
Yeah.
It could just be about your interests, you understand? It could be about your job, your passions, all of that. What I would say is, you need to start immediately. Do not think, oh, I need to learn this, I need to learn that. Just start recording. Literally put your phone down, record something, watch it, improve and iterate along the way. You understand? Most people have the idea that they need to have it all figured out before they start. In reality, that's wrong, effectively. You need to just start from where you are and use the tools that is available to you. It could be your phone, it could be anything. And obviously you can now use AI as well, which makes things a lot easier, especially for beginners. You can create scripts with AI, you can create videos with AI if you don't want to show your face and all of that. So what I would say is, just start now. Don't think I'm going to do it tomorrow, or once I have it all figured out, I would, be able to succeed at it. Just start and move along the way. That's the advice I would give. Yeah.
Okay.
The advice I would give is also, because you learn by experience.
Yeah.
So if you take action every single day, that's actually how you get to where you want to be. That's how you get your results. If you have an idea to start, if you have an idea to build a personal brand on, I feel like whatever the idea is, you should just start on it. Immediately.
Take action and start writing scripts, start planning and having a content calendar, a monetization strategy, all these things. And you learn along the way, like I said. You don't have to have it all figured out. Take the first step and keep on moving. Stay consistent till you get to your destination.
And I would also say, take inspiration. It's very, very important. You have to look at what other people in your niche are doing. Look at what is working for them. Because the truth is, as a beginner content creator, you don't know what's working.
People out there that are successful already doing what you want to do. So I don't mean copy, by the way. Don't take me out of context.
Don't copy.
Once you see like a content style, the way the video was done or scripted, you can just simply take inspiration from there and make it in your own way, effectively. And that helps with staying consistent as well, because you always have a idea loop. You don't have to sit down somewhere and really think too much. You can get an idea from literally scrolling on Instagram and seeing a video relating to your niche, effectively. So that's what I'll say.
So take action, don't procrastinate, and also draw inspiration.
Thank you so much. This was a very informative session, and we loved having you on our show. So thank you so much.